Can I just say how much of an inconvenience it is to have an app for everything nowadays? Like, what happens when you run out of storage or you don't have storage on your phone to download that app? You're shit out of luck and you can't do whatever it is that app needs to take care of. I mean, what? So you got to go buy another device? So you go buy a new device and you download all these apps, and then you end up coming around to the same issue, running out of memory, because some of us aren't set up to have $1,000 phones with all of these gigabytes in order to download all of this extra stuff. Like, then you'll pull a me and go and look for all your other old phones that you had to stop using because you ran out of memory, no matter how big your SD card was, and you'll start deleting old apps that you no longer use to reinstall new apps for the shit that you have to use. So here you are sharing hotspot and Wi-Fi between 3, 4, or 5 different phones because you don't know which one you're going to be able to use and which one might not shut down on you because it was broke from the get-go and you can't use it no more. That's why you don't use it no more. But you need it because it has just a tiny bit of memory, just enough for that app you need. But worst case scenario, you can't download those apps. You know what those people are going to tell you? I guess you better go to the nearest library, or do you know anybody, maybe your neighbor, a family, or friend that can download the app for you so you can access this information? The fuck? It's one thing to have an app for hobbies and things that you like to do, such as games, but it's literally being required of us to download apps to take care of important business matters. And if you don't have that app, then you can't take care of that. And that is what I'm referring to. Like, I have went on websites before where it will have that disclaimer that in order to access this information, you need to download this app. Really? And then you got some apps where you have to go back to the desktop site because you can't change certain information. Like, can we just keep it to just desktop? Y'all, I'm just that old school person who gets tired of having to speed up time because of all of this technology shit we got going on. And I've been this close for 2 years to getting rid of my cell phone, but everybody keeps telling me, no, don't do that because then you won't be able to live like everybody else. That's the fucking point. And it's so sad because we've become so dependent on cell phones outside of the house. Like, we can't even go to the nearest bus stop and sit there without a phone majority of the time because we got to know when the next bus comes. You don't want to sit here and take your kids out and stand there for 2 hours knowing that the bus ain't coming. I even looked up to see if I could get a beeper. I always wanted a pager when I was a teenager and I never got one. So I looked online to try to get a pager because I'm like, you can beat me if you need to get in touch with me. You know how much those cost to try to get started now? It's ridiculous. Look, I'm guilty. I normally have my phone within 20, 30 feet away from me, if not closer, you know, because if I don't have it around me, my kids always want to bring it to me. So the situation is, though, is it really that important to have to live like this? There's got to be a better way. I literally have 31.9 out of 32 gigabytes of memory left on this phone, and I have deleted so much stuff, and it barely budged that number. I've even transferred stuff over to my storage card, and it still didn't make a difference. So here I am making this video. I don't even know how I'm going to upload it because I'm going to have to find shit to delete. But I shall find a way, even if that means the video has poor quality, the frame is smaller, or whatever the case may be. But you will definitely hear my point that I'm trying to make, regardless of what the picture looks like. So, here goes nothing.